Peace, family. Welcome to Black Star TV 2.0. It's your boy Black Star, and today we're going to wrap up the whole 2022 and a lot of the hot topics that was going on this year. I want to first start off by thanking all my subscribers. I appreciate all the love and support and all the people who hit the Cash App. At the beginning of the year, we started off with 36 subscribers, 35 subscribers to that, and we are now at 1,135 subscribers. So I appreciate all the love, all the people who subscribe, all the people who click on, hit the like button, put comments in the comment section, whether you agree or disagree. I appreciate all of it, man. So again, this year right here, we're going to try to double that. We're going to try to triple that, you know what I mean, subscriber mark, and, you know, come with better content and, we try and get these reparations. So that's the first topic I want to talk about, right? I wrote a list of things down for the year. I had to write it down because I knew I was going to forget a lot of it. But reparations, man, reparations came in as one of the number one trending topics for the most part of the year, right? It was, the grassroots really pushed reparations so hard that it hit mainstream media hard to where they was forced to bring up these topics, in these elections and things like that. So again, shout out to all the people pushing reparations. Shout out to all the people on the ground that's, trying to write legislation and things like that. All the people who, were vital in the California reparations, the task force and things like that. I know some of the people in the task force be on the raccoon train, but it is what it is. But still, we want to give credit to all those who putting that work in. They made big strides in California this year as far as getting numbers with the 223,000. We had a lot of backlash over the cash reparations, right? A lot of you had a lot of, again, raccoons and people who are off code. Because everybody who was saying that we don't think we should get cash reparations ain't cooning, right? But they definitely are off code. And, because we are making big strides, right? We're making big strides. So, again, we're definitely trying to get that cash because at the end of the day, we are 50% of the homeless population. We own the least amount of property in the country. We own zero amount of the resources in the country and the industries, right? And factories, and we just own the less, right? So at the end of the day, reparations, man, is vital. It's vital. And I think that next year, some monumental things are going to happen with reparations. I just believe that because we're pressing the issue way too much. This year was like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, like, we made history again with the reparations rally and things like that. So again, shout out to Tariq and all the people who put that together and all the people who came out, showed their love and support, stuff like that. So again, man, we making big strides with the whole reparations thing. We had some pushback. Again, it's always going to be pushback when you're trying to do something good because they had a whole bunch of fake rallies, right, to try to try to undermine the rally that was that we were trying to do or whatever, and it didn't work. But again, that's if you really look at and you look at the tactics that COINTELPRO uses, that's one of them, starting fake organizations, because we realized that one organization, I don't have it on top of my head, but that one organization that just popped up on Twitter, they wound up going down to the people. They said it was going to be on this date. It was actually at the spot where Tariq was initially going to do it at, right? They tried to put it there. Nobody wound up showing up. So at the end of the day, right, that's just another COINTELPRO tactic. And, this group hasn't been nowhere to be found after that, right? You ain't heard from them. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's a spokesperson. They just come out of nowhere. So at the end of the day, and it wasn't no spokesperson. So you don't know anybody who's really backing it or behind that organization. So, it is what it is. But again, this is why we're getting so much pushback, because reparations is such a big deal and such a big topic. And I believe that It's going, matter of fact, one of my last videos I had just did was, with the Asians pressing Biden to sign an executive order right before the New Year's to sign the HR 40 bill. But again, even when you watch that video, it's showing that they are looking for reparations themselves. So again, this is why, and again, watch this. They only doing that because they're trying to push for their own stuff, and they know it would be disingenuous. And even though what they're doing is really disingenuous to an extent, right? But because again, why I say it's disingenuous that they're pushing him to do that is because you're dealing with organizations that aren't part of the grassroots, right? You don't come and check with anybody in the grassroots about what they think and what what we want. You just you deal with some of these Black elitist organizations, or the boule, I should say, right? So again, reparations is one of the biggest issues. Kanye West, right? Kanye West, another one of the biggest issues that was happening. He had made some statements that a lot of people didn't agree with. He going DEFCON 3 on a particular community. Kanye doesn't really articulate himself well. I don't really either, but I'm not. But I think that when he typed what he typed wrong, maybe it was around what he said. That's what he said. He typed it wrong, so I have to just go off what he said. Then he went on to the Drink Champs, and they wound up getting Nori to apologize and everything else, even though he didn't even do anything wrong. Again, it was a whole lot of Negroes apologizing this year for things they shouldn't even have been doing. They saying actually Kanye has been missing for a couple of weeks, I believe. I think one of his advisors or somebody said they ain't heard from him in about 2 weeks. So, I mean, who knows what's going on with that? I hope the brother is, in good spirits and is alive at the end of the day. Who knows what's going on? He definitely, pressed the wrong people's buttons. Yeah, Kanye, I don't know, because he be all over the place. He's dealing with known white supremacists, suspected white supremacists. He was dealing with Candace Owens, who is definitely a raccoon and off code. So it's hard to side with Kanye. At the end of the day, you don't want to see a brother lose all his money. He actually had lost $1 billion or $2 billion in a day or something like that, to that extent. Adidas cut him out his contract. It was just so much going on with that brother in a short period of time. JP Morgan told him he had to take his money out, which was like the first time in history we ever seen anybody do that based off some comments they made. So, it was unfortunate about what happened to Kanye. My next topic is Ketanji Brown Jackson. I know I spelled her name wrong, but who cares? Y'all can't see it, right? Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first Black Supreme Court woman. And that was another issue, right? The biggest thing that ever happened with that was she couldn't explain what a woman was, right? She was acting like she couldn't explain what a woman was. And that rubbed me the wrong way because, all right, let me say something first. What rubbed me the wrong way in general is just us have to always be subjected to the symbolism of the first Black this and the first Black that. Like, we in 2022, we not really trying to hear the first Black anything. And it shouldn't be even any more. How many first Black things do we have to keep going through? We're going to be in the year 3000 talking about, the first Black this and the first Black that. Come on, dog. Like, enough of that. Enough of the symbolism. Enough of the the games and things like that. We want tangibles, and that's another thing we're gonna get into. We want tangibles. Yeah, she couldn't define what a woman is, and again, I know the reason why she didn't want to truly define it. Besides the fact that she didn't want to offend any particular community, like the LGBTQ, PDFG, HIJK. She didn't want to offend them, but also she, she knew that they was trying to set her up with the question, right? But again, I just feel like it's a basic question. If you're being set up and you offend somebody by defining what a woman is, which is a human being with XX chromosomes, right? It's a woman, right? I just don't get how you can define that. And the simple fact that you had to buck dance and really say that you didn't know how to define what a woman was told me that you won't have my best interest at heart, because at the end of the day, you're going to walk a fine line to not offend nobody. And at this point, in Black people, in the Black community, we can't afford anybody that's going to be buck dancing and not speaking their full mind and saying what is what. You feel what I'm saying? Regardless of offending nobody. And again, I'm gonna talk about our brother Marcel Dixon. That is one of the main issues, right? Of, you know, why we love Marcel so much, right? Because Marcel is so unapologetic. Unfortunately, the brother had wound up losing his job after he ran against what's his name? Jim Clyburn. I don't know. I just was watching Marcel's live today when he was, well, not live, but he was on Twitter. And I guess some people was trying to accuse him of misappropriating funds, but he came with them receipts. Our brother definitely came with the receipts and proved people wrong. But he also has said something about Jim Clyburn. I don't know if it was misappropriating funds or it was just he was just using some of his funds, which is probably misappropriation at the end of the day, to pay his family. And, you know, he had said that right after, you know, the election was over, and he made that statement. And then it came out later that, yo, that's exactly what was going on. So Marcel was right the whole time. And again, I definitely think our brother is going to have a lot better chance next year. I'm trying to get him on our channel. Want to do an interview with the brother. I reached out. You know, I hit him on Messenger, and I hit him on no, not Messenger. I hit him on Instagram, and I hit him on Twitter. But, you know, hopefully we can get the brother on there. Anybody know him, tell him that I'm trying to get in touch with him, so I can get the brother on the you know, get an interview with our brother. Because at the end of the day, 2023, man, it's a new year, and I'm trying to really step it up for you guys because I appreciate all the love and support. So again, if I have to even pay the people that I want to get up on the channel, I'm definitely going to do it. Because I actually paid the brother James Brown. Again, shout out to James Brown. I'm sorry, I said James Brown. Sam Brown, who came on my one video, and we talked about the prison reform and things like that. I actually gave the brother a couple dollars to come on here. Because I just feel like, you know, at the end of the day, our people who put that work in deserve to be paid for their time, right? So again, anybody I bring up here, I'm definitely gonna try to shoot you a couple dollars. Again, I ain't got a whole bunch of bread. I can shoot you a bill or two, you know what I mean? But yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm trying to do this just so, you know, I can, you know, give my audience what, you know, what they deserve. So yeah, that was Ketanji Brown Jackson. Again, she, you know, she was a what you call that? What was Ketanji? She had the white husband. And it's so funny because all the people that's on the Supreme Court has a white, they don't have a black mate, whether it's, because I think, I forgot his damn name. Is it Clyburn? It's somebody. I can't even remember the dude's name, but whatever. He's in the Supreme Court, and he has a Chinese wife or a white wife, and, you know, old girl has a white husband. So again, we tired of the symbolism, man. At this point, and I know a couple of people, because I think Marcel is one of the ones that truly don't believe in no tangibles, no vote. They think we should still vote for whoever at this point, right? Whoever is, and I may be wrong. That's another reason I want to bring him on, because I want to hear his whole point of view. Whoever is stopping immigration, because that's one of another topic, right? I might as well just get into that right now. Immigration is hurting us, right? And they're trying to flood the hell out of the United States with all these immigrants so they can undermine the Black community, which is actually kind of backfiring on the Democratic Party, because they're they're known for being pro-immigration, right? But then when the immigrants get over here, they wind up voting for the Republicans for the most part, right? It's like kind of a 50-50. But you would think that the people who are allowing you to come over here and really, bending the laws and the rules to get y'all over here, y'all actually aren't even resonating to them, because at the end of the day, this is my perspective on why they actually vote Republican for the most part, right? Because Republicans are known to be anti-black, right? They're overt with their racism, right? And the Democrats is covert, right? They try to hide their racism for the most part, the Democrats. So when an immigrant comes over here, they really don't know, the gist of the politics, that, the Democrats are covert and, the Republicans are overt. They don't really understand any of that. All they see truly is like the Republicans don't like black people. And not all immigrants, right? Not all immigrants, but, a nice majority of them don't rock with us, right? So again, you just really just get on the bandwagon of the people who don't rock with us in general, right? So you like, oh, well, the Democrats make it seem like they rock with us. So you're like, well, I don't want to mess with them because, they trying to help out black people. I don't really rock with them. Feel what I'm saying? So, it's some slick stuff going on. But yeah, the whole immigration thing, we do have to put a halt to. We do. Again, that's what our brother Marcel was running on, a stopping immigration and really cutting down on legal immigration, right? Of course, illegal immigration has to cease. So Joe Biden wound up giving $450,000 to each kid that was separated and the parent that was separated at the border, right? As a form of, we're not gonna say it's reparations, but still, you paid them, right? You didn't give out no funds to Black Americans, right? And we are citizens of this country. We the only citizens of this country that aren't immigrants, right? We built the country from scratch. So at the end of the day, right, and with the whole immigrants doing that, it's unfortunate because they illegally came over here, right? So you like broke the law and got compensated for it, which we know never, ever, ever will happen to Black people, right? So let's move on. That puts me right into this, right? Ukraine and Afghans received money as well, right? They've been telling us no to these reparations so far, even though we've been pushing the issue and we're pushing strong. We're going to continue to push for reparations even harder in 2023, right? So they gave billions and billions of dollars to Ukrainians. They gave billions of dollars to Afghan refugees who came over here and set them up nice. So like at the end of the day, y'all have the money. You can print more money. So at the end of the day, we're not trying to hear anything at this point. We sit here and watch you give out money to every other group. You feel what I'm saying? And then when it comes to the people that you actually owe a debt to, you act like you can't come up with no funds. So, we really getting tired of that. And a lot of people have actually got off the, I'm gonna start marking some of these down because I'm gonna skip around. A lot of us actually had got off the, the voting chain, right? So we not even really voting like that no more, because the simple fact that we are not agreeing with what's going on politically, because y'all wind up giving funds and giving resources to all these groups. Meanwhile, you like to still try to give Black people symbolism. And at the end of the day, we really aren't even trying to, we really not even trying to go for that. And my next issue, right, as far as, not really giving other people money. You gave out billions and billions, and you gave out billions to the people who got separated at the border for being here, for crossing the border illegally. And when they got separated, you wound up giving them money. But then what you did for Black folks was you passed out crack pipes, right? You passed out crack pipes, and at first people was trying to say that wasn't really true, but there's was videos coming out that was showing certain cities, really, it was giving out the pipes, and it was other stuff in it too. It was needles, it was wipes, wet wipes, and things like that they had in the package, right? But again, when it comes to us, you want to give out crack pipes and things to help us stay on the drugs. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of helping other people. What else? We got our brother Ozone. Shout out to Ozone. I hope everything works out for that brother. I believe that he has a donation site. I don't have it right in front of me right now, but if you go to D Tubman's page, I believe our sister D Tubman has his information on there. But shout out to Ozone. He was accused of killing a police officer. He was standing his ground in his car in his own driveway, right? And the police ran down on him and, got to tussling with him. And, our brother stood his ground and, unfortunately the cop died, right? So he's facing, a murder charge. So again, man, our prayers and, blessings go out to him and his family. He has, I believe, a daughter or two daughters or whatever. And, we wish your family the best. We wish him the best. Hold your head, brother, man, and everything is eventually going to work out, because at the end of the day, you didn't do anything wrong. And, I hope that you get out of there, because I absolutely don't like seeing people in prison. Even if you was wrong, I still wouldn't want to see you in prison. It's a lot I want to say, but I want to say it when the case is over, right? Because everything, sometimes you just gotta wait on stuff to be over to really speak your mind and say some of it, because I might say some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? But I am gonna say some crazy shit, but I'm gonna just wait till it's over. But shout out to our brother, and it's not against our brother; it's against the people, accusing him of what he accusing him for. But yeah, shout out to Ozone, man. Brittany Griner getting arrested. This was crazy, right? Because Brittany Griner, who plays basketball overseas, she plays in the WNBA, but she also on the offseason plays for Russia, right? So, she's making Russia some money at the end of the day, because if they paying her, right, she had to go over there to get paid. If they paying you, they making you money, right? You making them money, because stuff don't work where they paying you and you not making them no bread. It just don't work like that, right? Even at your job, right? Even at your job, they pay you because you're making the money. The moment they stop making money, you don't get paid, because you're going to wind up, it's going to go bankrupt and you're going to have to go find you another job. So whole point of people getting paid is because you making them bread. So she was making them money and then turned around and locked her up for a empty weed cartridge, which is like the little vapes or whatever. They said it was empty or just had residue in it or whatever, and sentenced her to 9 years, which was unfortunate. I didn't really care too much for this story, to an extent. Of course, you don't want to see that happen to people. I didn't really care too much for the story, again, because I always thought it was political, even on the sense, because again, right, we talked about you. I didn't bring that up, but well, I'm gonna bring it up now. But Ukraine and Russia went to war, right? And I believe that this was strategic to grab Brittany Griner and use that as a tool to get one of their peoples out of prison. Again, this is why they were sending so much money to Ukraine and trying to bring people from Ukraine over here. Meanwhile, these people are known Nazis, right? This is who, Biden wanted to bring over here and help fund and give billions of dollars to, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, your home front, right, is looking bad, right? The people, and watch this, right? Because, of course, I speak for my community, right? But we can even just go as far as speaking for everybody in the goddamn United States, bro. It's a lot of poor people, and black people aren't the only poor people, right? So for y'all to always try to help other people out and bring them over here and give them all these little tax breaks and resources, it's like crazy to me. Like, you would think you would want to fix your home up and use some of your resources, to give out to your people. You feel what I'm saying? Just in general, just the people in general, regardless of what color you are or whatever, you would think that that would be, the patriotic thing to do, as they would say, right? But no, they need poor people so we can come over here and do the jobs. This is why the school system is set up the way it is for you to be a worker. They ain't teaching real estate. They're not teaching stocks. They're not teaching you how to grow no food. Feel what I'm saying? They're not teaching you how to be no entrepreneur. Everything is truly to be a worker. Some of the things doesn't even make sense to even be teaching you, right? Like you're never going to use it. The other thing I want to talk about is Roe v. Wade was a big thing that happened this year, right? Roe v. Wade, they overturned that again. Another political thing that was done for the simple fact that white people's numbers are dwindling, right? And this was really for white people. White women in particular, right? This bill was for white women in particular, so they could stop having abortions, right? Because they don't want white people to continue to have abortions while their birth rates are low, and their death rates and their birth rates are at even, which means that they don't have a plus birth rate, right? Because you got plus and minus birth rate ratings or whatever. So black people's is up, Spanish people's is up, but white people are at a negative birth rate. So they are actually having more deaths than they are having babies, and it's not adding up. And, that was one way to stop that. So again, at the end of the day, and I think some lady that was running for office who was backed by Trump made a statement, like, what I mean? Not truly no racist statement, but she was basically like, yo, we gotta stop, we gotta keep our kids, fam. Like, we got to keep our kids, nigga. The numbers is going down. So, like, at the end of the day, this was really for white people. This wasn't for black people. Black people, we don't need to be having abortions. What we really need, to be honest, right, at the end of the day, is to be more cautious of what you're doing. Stop, listen, if you ain't ready to have no kids, man, stop having sex, fam. Like, it's just as simple as that, dog. Let's keep it a buck. If you're not ready to have kids, stop having sex. And I broke this down before, because at the end of the day, because they'll say, oh, you don't know what girls is going through. No, I don't. And I would say this, right? If a person's being raped, that's a whole different story. But if you're not raped, I mean, what I don't like is that, a girl will say, oh, you don't know what she's going through financially. She might can't financially take care of have another kid, right? I agree, right? She might not be financially able to have another kid, but guess what? The dude might not be financially ready to have another kid, and he might want you to have an abortion because he can't financially take care of it, and the woman will still have it, and y'all will tell the dude, well, you shouldn't have been having sex. You knew what you was getting yourself into, blah, 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 blah. And you would try to dog him to the nth degree, but when a girl says, oh, well, I don't got enough bread to have a baby, I need to have an abortion. And we say, oh, well, you shouldn't have been. And we give her the same shit we was giving the dude. It ain't going to fly. And we all know that. It sounds good as hell to say, oh, well, yeah, I'll get it. It all sounds good. But we're not going to give the female the same energy that we give the male when he says he don't want a baby because he, you know what I mean? Well, you shouldn't have been having sex. You knew what having sex entails. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah, Roe v. Wade was really not for us. That was truly, and again, that was one of the things that Kanye was always saying. He would always bring up Planned Parenthood and Margaret Sanger and how about 20 million black babies get aborted and things like that. So again, man, we have to, we're not really truly messing our numbers up, but we can have so many more numbers, right? And you know, be a bigger population in the United States, which would help us really all around the board when you really think about it. Again, I don't like, they always say we 12% of the 13% of the population. We was 13% of the population back in 1960. And we have a positive birth rate, but we still 13% of the population in 2022. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, because at the end of the day, based on the demographics, or not the demographics, based on your population in each county and each state is based off the resources that, you know, get to that state and be given out. So this is why on the census, we are always undercounted. And then also a lot of Black people don't even, you know, give the information to the census, because, you know, I guess the census people are supposed to come to you. My kids might be trying to call me. The people might, you know, the census might come to your house, right? I've never gave the people in the census my information. So that was Roe v. Wade. I spoke about Marcel and his campaign. Again, make sure y'all follow Marcel on Twitter. Make sure y'all follow Marcel for Congress. Make sure y'all follow our brother on what's that, Instagram. And again, he has a whole donation link or whatever. I want to see if I can see it. I'll get to it later. But again, make sure y'all donate to that brother. Make sure y'all support our brother. If you are in South Carolina, I believe he was trying to start a reparationist, you know, committee, the same way they did in California. He's trying to do it in South Carolina. So if you are in South Carolina and you are a subscriber, please, please support our brother, because, you know, we need more reparationists out there. So, you know, we can get this joint started and jumping. Oh man, the Buffalo mass shooting. Oh man, listen, that was definitely a hot topic at the time. Again, I think that was, you know, I think that was like a crazy setup. The one dude that was in there who got killed, our brother Aaron, I can't think of his last name, man. I can't think of his last name right now, but he had made a car that ran off of water, right? So yeah, bro, I feel like that was going to be a game changer. So I just feel like, you know, because they said the guy staked out the I think it was the Tops. It was called the Tops grocery store or whatever. Like he you know, staked it out for about a month. But again, if you was going to just go do a random shooting, why would you, you know, stake the place out for a month? That don't even make any sense, right? That don't make any sense at all. If I'm going to go to Walmart and do a mass shooting, why do I have to stake out Walmart? I'm just going to, you know, just go in there and light shit up. I don't need to, like, where's this person going to be? Where's that person going to be? For real, for real. It was because you was trying to stake out that dude. Because the dude who was making the car, he worked there as the security guard. So you trying to see his moves and everything. And I feel like just all the other people who died were, you know, casualties of war, right? To make it seem like you didn't just, because if you would have just came in there, hit him and left, man, they would have been like, that was a hit. But again, because you come in there and then you just air out everybody, right? It doesn't make it seem like you was straight trying to target our brother. I think his name is Aaron Salters. I believe his name is Aaron Salters or something like that. But yeah, man, shout out to that brother and his family again. And they had the patents to that thing and everything, man. That was very unfortunate on all levels, right? Because they said that he wanted to shoot a, you know, he went to it. They claimed it as racist. Like the gun had all these, you know, negative tropes about us, you know, the N-word and monkeys and reparations. This is your reparations and all this other stuff. So it's just funny because, not funny, but, you know, it was just crazy because he literally passed several Black communities that he could have, you know, went to the grocery store and shot up. But he drove 3 hours past several Black communities to come to this specific grocery store to shoot it. I don't care what nobody said. That was a hit on our brother who had made that car, because that would have changed the game. Think about it, right? They got electric cars, but you know, that uses energy. You got to charge it and things like that. Man, majority of the earth is water, right? Majority of the earth is water. So if you can just get any, and it was like any old type of, you can get salt water, whatever, and just, that joint a ride. And then watch this. We also had a brother who again, and I'm about to talk about Mississippi and their water. We also had a brother who made this machine that he can make water out the air. Like he has a machine that takes the vapor from the air, right? And it just creates fresh water. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, listen to that. Think about that now. He's just taking stuff from the air to make water, and we can get some cars that ride off water. Come on, family. Come on, family. So, again, all right, so Mississippi, they had a water crisis, right? They had some water issues, and our brother came over there to try to help. Oh, no, I think this was Flint. He went to Flint and tried to help. I think he went to Michigan. I mean, I think he went to Mississippi as well. But our brother went to Flint and tried to help with the water, and somebody messed his machine up. See, it's all, we always get sabotaged every time we try to do something good, and every time we try to, you know, help the people, help our people, we get sabotaged, because these people aren't, you know, street people or nothing like that. They not, you know, robbing Peter to pay Paul and all this other shit. These are regular, you know, engineers that, you know, are using their mind to, you know, make the world a better place, and they get sabotaged. Think about that. Like, so again, that's why I always say, bro, at the end of the day, I don't care if you pro-black, I don't care if you're in the streets, I don't care what it is, bro. You are a target. And you might actually be more of a target being pro-black. That's serious. You might just be actually more of a target. Think about this, right? We got political prisoners. They just let out, again, shout out to our brother, damn, I forgot his name, Mutulu Shakur. I had his shirt on just the other day. I'm tripping, talking about, I don't remember his name. Mutulu Shakur, who just got out, he had cancer, right? They finally let him out after 40-something years. Again, doing something, accusing something he didn't even do, political prisoner. But again, watch this. So again, when you sit here and fight for black people, you know, you get the shit end of the stick, because they'll set you up for something you ain't even do. At least these street dudes, you know, they really indulging in illegal behavior, and then, you know, they get the book thrown at them. But, you know, and when you are, you know, fighting for actual black liberation and you're making strides, you either looking to get killed or sent to prison for the rest of your life for some shit you ain't even do. See, that doesn't happen to, you know, the street dudes, right? The government isn't trying to kill them. They just trying to lock their ass up. Feel what I'm saying? So when you pro-black and you fighting for liberation, man, you actually in a worse position than somebody who's in the streets. You got a better chance being in the streets and, you know, and the government leaving you alone than you fighting to help black people, dog. Like, at the end of the day, real talk. So, you know, that was that. I think that was one of my things down here. Oh, our brother, rest in peace to our brother Kevin Samuels. Speaking of, you know, giving shout outs to our people, Kevin Samuels passed away this year. Very unfortunate death. They said that, I believe it was a Viagra thing. Like, he was like taking Viagra. Whew, it's unfortunate, right? And again, family, if you're taking that stuff, get off it. There's so many natural things you can take to, you know, keep your man up and keep yourself going strong. You feel me? Because that shit is no good for your heart, fam. That shit is no good. My uncle was a pharmacist, and he I remember when he said that they first came out with he said when they first came out, that John boy, they couldn't keep that shit on the shelves. But also he seen a high you know, rate of people coming in with heart issues because of that stuff. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So again, you got to watch it, because it actually, you know, pumps blood up and gets your shit pumping faster. So if you you know, take too much, boy, you gonna be in for a rude awakening, I promise you. But again, Kevin Samuels was that dude. A lot of females didn't like him. I thought I thought it was real tasteless for some of the women who, was happy that he died. I just always thought that was crazy. And it's so funny because most of the women that I heard that was just like, oh, well, he shouldn't have been telling other women they're going to die alone and all this other stuff. I'm like, bro, he wasn't even ever talking about you. You feel me? He was just talking in general, but because a lot of these women fell in the categories that he was talking about, they just felt so offended, right? And it's so funny, right? Because he would talk about, a man in his 20s staying with their mom and things like that or whatever. Like he would talk about that too. And it's so funny because I lived with my parents in my 20s at one point, right? I lived with my parents at my 30s at one time, right? Usually this was coming home from prison or something like that. But again, right, sometimes that shit happens, right? Sometimes you catch yourself in a bad situation and, you got to start over and you know what I mean? You need Mom Dukes in them, right? But even though that shit hit me and hit home, I didn't be like, oh, man, fuck him, man. I'm glad he died and all this other shit. That shit was just crazy. That shit was just, that's how a lot of females be like bitter as hell, dog. That shit is sad, dog. That you literally was happy that somebody died that didn't even fucking, you didn't even have a conversation with. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But again, then Queen Elizabeth died and y'all out here passing out, crying on the ground and all this other shit. She actually really, truly hated you. You feel me? Probably got your ass popped. But that's Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. The LA City Council. That was another issue that we ran into. They got caught on record, being recorded, saying things, talking about the one dudes. He was actually a politician, but he was white and he had an adopted black kid. They was caught on tape, calling the little boy a monkey. But even more crazier than that, right? Because they always talk about this black and brown coalition and how we all need to work together and all of this other stuff. But when it came down to it, they was actually, because this is one of the recordings that they rarely try to speak about how they was trying to rezone LA to take the resources out the black community and put them shits in the Hispanic community. See? But these are the people we supposed to be working with as they try to, undermine us all the time, right? So, at the end of the day, that's why I said that black and brown coalition. I mean, listen, all Spanish people aren't, bad people. I'm not saying they all hate us, but at the end of the day, politically, right? Politically, it makes no sense to join forces with any other group of people. I don't care if they're Asians, Chinese, whatever the hell, you know what I mean? Spanish, Samoan, whatever. It don't make no sense for foundational black Americans to rock with anybody, even some of these black immigrants, right? It doesn't make sense politically to rock with any of them because they don't rock with us at the end of the day. The majority, right? The majority of them don't rock with us and don't fight for us at all either. So, and it's crazy because I just seen Dewan B. Shout out to Dewan B. I seen a post with him who he said he had put up a post that was showing the statistics that, because the Asians got the crime bill, that hate crime bill, the COVID crime bill, right? The COVID crime bill act, which was specifically for Asians, right? They try to say it was, that's for everybody. But when you go through the paperwork, when you go through the bill, the main people that was mentioned in there was Asian Americans. That's the only people that's named in it. And then when you look at the pictures, which I showed before in one of my other videos, you look at the pictures when you Google COVID-19, the hate crime bill, right? The COVID hate crime bill, whatever the hell it's called, because it's not the Asian hate crime bill. It's like they called it the COVID something. When you just press images, Google that and then press images, all you're gonna see is Asian people there, with Biden and Kamala signing the paper. So if this was for everybody, why are they the only group up there? It's not a Spanish person up there. It's not a black person up there. It's not a white person up there besides Biden. So why is it a whole bunch of Asian people around him if it's why he's signing the bill and they're the only names listed in the bill? why is everybody that's black who's a Democratic shield keep saying that this is for everybody? Oh, this is for black people too. Like, it's really not, though. It's really not. And it don't mention any of that in there. But the crime bill, this is what I was trying to say, get to, but Dewan Beach Post had that hate crimes in LA, black people went up 36% and Asians are down 20%. But mind you, overall in the country, black people have the most hate crimes committed against them more than anybody, right? And the main perpetrators of the hate crimes are white people. So how did the Asians get a Asian hate crime bill and we didn't? But again, that was that was that with the LA City Council, but also the California Reparations. I want to talk about that too. California Reparations Committee, I actually spoke about a little bit, but yeah, they actually passed a law, Governor Newsom, which was big and monumental, that now in California, Foundation Black American Freedmen, even though they used the word African American, they still broke it down that African American means somebody that was, a descendant of chattel slavery, not an immigrant to this country. So they basically separated us from all the other different type of black people in the country. Because again, you got Caribbeans, you got, Africans and things like that. So they specifically was saying like, they will be counted different. So now watch this. So when it comes to crimes and things like that, they normally lump us all together as one big Negro. So you'll say, this is how many white people committed crimes, this is how many black people committed crimes. And when you get to that black people, we start getting lumped in with Caribbeans and Jamaicans, this, that, and the third. So now they're saying that, not just with that, but, just in general, any statistic in California, you are going to separate black people from, other immigrants, other black immigrants. But again, that mainly was for the reparations thing, so that, when they do reparations in California, it will be delineated. And that was another big issue as far as what was going on in, black spaces. We started delineating, right, which we needed to do. A lot of people thought it was divisive, but at the end of the day, right, it was something that had to be done, because when we don't delineate, we actually, muddy the waters and dilute shit as far as, trying to get progress, because at the end of the day, they get a lot of the resources and then go do whatever with them, and they really don't build with us, right? So it's really no, again, I made a video that said, what's unity without building with each other? So, we can be unified all together. And they always say, yeah, we ride with our immigrant brothers and sisters, which we do, the ones who rock with us. But if you don't rock with us, right, at the end of the day, it's really no need to it's no need to kick it, dog. We gotta separate, because when it comes to reparations, we can't allow you to, get in on reparations that you're not supposed to be getting. Because they have CARICOM, right? And if CARICOM was to get, reparations and cut reparations checks, Foundational Black America, we ain't getting none of that. You feel what I'm saying? That's for all Caribbean countries. So you telling me if CARICOM gets fucking $30 trillion that they're going to start cutting checks to Black Americans or freedmen's or FBA? We're not getting any of that. So at the end of the day, they started getting mad because we was like, yo, it's FBA or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's freedmen or nothing. So, it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, we have to look out for ourselves, because nobody's looking out for us. Nobody's rocking with us like that. It was a lot of hate and contempt that was going on the internet. We seen a real spike in, Black immigrants, spilling out how they really feel about us and things like that. And it's crazy, because it was good to hear, because, it was easier to delineate, right? Because the moment they started getting mad, because usually when a person start getting mad at you, they start, saying how they really feel. You feel what I'm saying? They start saying how they really feel, and we was getting a lot of that, and we like, yep, you know what? Because again, and it's funny too, because you have a very few select people who would hear, you know, other immigrants that would hear what some of these people were saying, and then they would, you know, be like, yo, I don't agree with them. They that's not cool, and this, that, and third. But for the most part, you know, they don't ever check their own people. They don't ever tell us, yo, watch out for this person over there. He from Jamaica. He a coon, right? He a raccoon. He you know, he gonna side with the white people, or he gonna do this, that, and the third. They don't ever do that. We do that, right? And they got mad at the word tether, right? Because we coined the word tether. I ain't gonna say we, Tariq really coined the word tether, and we started using the word tether, which is, you know, a person who's of immigrant background that undermines, you know, us in our progression, right? Same thing. That's the same that we use. You know, I can't say the C word, so I just say raccoon, right? We got words for them too. Sambo. Sometimes we say Uncle Tom, even though that's not the right terminology. Uncle Tom was actually somebody that was a rider. He was actually a rider, right? So the words you really want to use is Sambo. But anyway, just for, you know, perspective wise, we use Uncle Tom like when we even though it's not the right term, but when somebody is, you know, buck dancing and stuff like that, we call them Uncle Tom, a Sambo, you know, a raccoon or whatever. And you know, we have words for our people that try that sucker stuff and, you know, throw us under the bus just so they can get a couple of crumbs or whatever. So that's why I don't understand why people was getting so mad at the term tether, right? Because again, because when you hear that word, it makes them mad because they know that's how they really feel, and they know that, like, well, damn, I actually fit that mold, right? I actually fit that term. So again, a lot of people was getting upset. Again, I don't care if a immigrant seen Stephen A. Smith or somebody, Al Sharpton, and was like, yo, they a raccoon, man, they a Sambo. That's not going to offend me, because I know they are. You feel what I'm saying? But the simple fact that they are offended, right? That they are offended that we call other people who are acting like, you know, tethers are tethering, that you know, that's mind-boggling to me. So again, that was that Stacey Abrams took a big L, right? Stacey Abrams took an L to I forgot the dude's name, but the white dude she was running with out here, she took an elbow. And again, right, because a lot of people in Georgia, a lot of black people in Georgia wasn't voting. And they was trying to show in the polls that 90-something% of black women, I believe it was like 90% of black women were voting for Stacey Abrams, and 84 or 86% of black men were voting for Stacey Abrams. But see, what they wasn't saying is what was the total number to get that was from that percentage, right? So again, you could say 96. Is it 96 out of 100? Is it 96 out of 1,000? Is it 96 out of 100,000? Or is it 96% out of, you feel me, a million? You see what I'm saying? That's what they wasn't saying, because they know that, and again, they even showed it on the statistics, that this was the lowest black voting turnout rate in the history of Georgia. So you have black people who are no tangible, no voting, right? And that really bit them in the ass. And that's why Warnock, right? That's why Warnock struggled against what's his name, man? I can't even think of his name, man. He's so goofy. Damn, what's that boy name, man? The football player dude. I can't even think of his name right now. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. My mouth kind of dry. But yeah, he Herschel Walker. Sorry, excuse me. Herschel Walker, right? He should have never been that close to Warnock. Warnock had to get Obama to come out there. They had to get what's her name? Kamala. Matter of fact, This is how you know they were scared, and they scared of the grassroots. Jim Clyburn, or I think it's Jim Clyburn. Clyburn has been running in South Carolina so long, 20-something plus years, 30-something years, right? Always winning. The moment Marcel came through, man, they had got Kamala Harris to come down there and help him. Marcel said he would never, he lived out South Carolina his whole life in that same district. Ain't never seen a Jim Clyburn sign out there because he didn't never have to do nothing, right? All of a sudden, next thing you know, he putting out billboards and everything else. See, again, started having to spend that money, right? So again, because they was nervous because Marcel was getting so much traction, man. And again, I definitely believe our brother is going to do a way better job next time because he only had a short period of time to to do things. So again, we rooting for our brother Marcel, and again, make sure y'all donate to the brother. Yeah, I talked about that. Oh yeah, Marcel definitely ran down on Warnock. That went viral, right? You had not too long ago, I just did a video on that too. You had what's his name, Godfrey, try to take up for Warnock and he was mad that Marcel ran down on him, asking about reparations and said that wasn't the time and this, that, and the third, some old tethering stuff, right? Some off-code tether stuff, because he ain't foundational Black American either. But they had, when all that was going on with Stacey Abrams, they had the whole no voting, no vucking with the V. I ain't say the F word. No voting, no vucking, right? But they really wanted to say the F word, but they couldn't put it, so they put the V, right? And they actually had a campaign that was saying, yo, if your man or woman don't vote, don't give them none. What? Only in our community will we allow somebody to, push that as a campaign slogan. Try that with some Asians. Try that with some Spanish people. Try that with any other people, whether they Afghans or Ukraine, whatever. Try that with any other people and say, yo, if they don't vote, don't give them no say. They're going to be looking like, man, what kind of disrespectful, over-sexualized, you know what I mean? What you think, we over-sexualized over here? Like, why would you come at us like that? That's so disrespectful. Because that you're basically insinuating that we're so over-sexualized that, like, don't get them no butt if they don't, like, come on, bro. That shit was just, that was the crazy. And again, that was with the little fruity boy Santana and what's his name? Fruity Boy Santana and what's her name? Trina did the video. So I was like, man, people, and then you had Juvenile doing the vax that ass up or whatever. I'm like, bro, our people sometimes be doing some old out of pocket cooning-ish, bro. Sometimes, man, listen, but this was another thing we were doing. We was calling out a lot of stuff this year, right? We was calling out a lot of using celebrities, you know what I'm saying, to get us to get out there and vote. Like, Black people, that's what I'm so proud of with my people, with our people. Because at the end of the day, we done smartened up politically. We ain't all the way there yet, but we smartened up so much that people not even down to vote because, number one, we tired of symbolism. We want tangibles, bro. You giving money to everybody else, dog. We want bread. We want tax-free exemption, tax exemption. We want all of that. But also, we notice, we starting to wake up to the whole, you don't never talk to any of our political intellectuals, right? You don't want to speak to Boyce Watkins. You don't want to speak to Tariq and all these other people. Dr. Claude Anderson. They don't want to speak to any of these people who, real Marcel. They don't want to speak to Marcel either. I don't want to sit down with, you don't want to speak to any of our people who are politically sound, right? You rather sit down with Big Tigger and, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, or whatever her name is. You want to do all of that instead of, talking to our people who, been doing this for years and, have the political know-all to challenge you on some of the policies that you're doing. So again, I seen Stacey Abrams with 21 Savage. I'm like, 21 Savage, come on, fam. Like, this is just to cater to people to get them to vote for no reason, right? So that was Stacey Abrams. I talked about Mississippi. I didn't talk about Brett Favre, though, but Brett Favre did some wild, crazy stuff. Took all that bread, right? Again, he took all that bread from, and I'm going to get into Kyrie along with Brett Favre. He took all that money from the people. It was like welfare money that he was using, that he used to start a, to build a stadium out there in Mississippi, I guess for his daughters, or somebody's, whatever. I don't know if it's hockey team, football team. I don't really pay attention to none of that sports stuff, but he didn't really get any big backlash. They didn't really dog him on ESPN and things like that, and was like looping hella stuff that was, hella content about Brett Favre and stealing money from, a majority black state or district or whatever. But then when Kyrie Irving, so now we're going to get into Kyrie. Kyrie, he had posted this movie. Damn, and I forgot what this shit was called too, bro. That's so much stuff on my mind. From Negroes, from Hebrews to Negroes, or from Negroes to Hebrews or something. Hebrews to Negroes, I think it was. Yeah, it was from Hebrews to Negroes. He just posted a link from Amazon and he got the craziest backlash you would ever think. Like nigga, he didn't make the movie. He not even the one selling the movie. And it's so funny because they gave Kyrie so much backlash, but you never gave the people who actually created the movie no backlash, right? You didn't give dude that much backlash. You didn't give Jeff Bezos backlash for selling it, right? Jeff and Amazon was like, we not taking this off for nothing. You know what I mean? This is getting us hella bread, right? That went to the #1 selling movie on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? So but again, that backlash for Kyrie was based off because again, they wanted them to do all this stuff, donate and apologize. And I was glad that our brother stood his ground for the most part. He did a little apology, but he didn't do all that stuff. The list of stuff they was trying to make him do. And but a lot of that was based off of what he did when he didn't want to take that jab, right? He was supposed to take a jab and he didn't take it. He held his ground, right? They wound up saying, you know what, forget it. You can play, right? Because they was not allowing them to play home games because New York was mandatory. If you wanted to go to the game or you wanted to play, or no, not go, I don't know about to go to the game, but if you wanted to play, you had to be vaccine. You had to be, get the jab. He posted a post. Before he posted Hebrews to Negroes, he had posted a post about New York passing a law that said anybody that lost money, lost a job, gets back pay for not taking the jab. So again, he lost money. He didn't lose a job, but he's lost money. Feel me? He had to miss games because of that. So they was going to wind up, giving him, they was going to have to give him that bread back. And he was getting about 400 and something thousand a game, right? So now you got to turn around and give him that bread back. So as soon as he posted that thing, that was like, yo, we can get him with that. It's anti-Semitic. We could just say it's anti-Semitic things in the movie, even though he just posted it without writing anything on it. He just reposted it. And that's when they was like, yep, you suspend it until you say apologize. Then he didn't want to apologize again, right? Because he like, I ain't do anything wrong. So, you know, they try to, but now again, he's suing them again because they did some illegal stuff as far as, you know, not letting them play. He took the legal route on them. So again, man, you know, when you stand in truth and you stand in your truth and you stand firm on your square at the end of the day, you know, you'll prevail, man, for the most part. But yeah, that was Kyrie. This year, I wasn't going to talk about that last. I'm going to talk about it now. Aratasasi was the first year we celebrated Aratasasi. You know, happy Aratasasi to everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all day. That was on December 24th. The reason why, you know, the reason why we celebrate Aratasasi, because this was the time of the year where people like Harriet Tubman and people that was breaking slaves out, they would wait till this time of the year where, you know, the slave masters and stuff would be celebrating Christmas. So they would be gone for the holidays, right? They would usually leave for the holidays, and this was the best way to, you know, this was the best time to plan an escape or try to help people escape. So this is why we celebrated Aratasasi, and I had fun. I celebrated Aratasasi with my kids. Wound up going down to where they at, and you know, kicking, chilling with them all day, and taking them everywhere, and you know, getting them things. But again, one of the traditions of Aratasasi is to buy someone a book, right? So you want to buy somebody a book, and you know, again, which is a good tradition, right? You know, reading is fundamental. So again, at the end of the day, you know, we had a little bit of backlash from a couple of older folks. I did a video on that with Tariq and what's his name, man? Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown felt some type of way and was saying that you can look at my old video too. It's like a couple videos before this one. You know, he didn't agree with, you know, trying to make money off the holiday. But again, if we ain't making money off it, who gonna make money off it, right? You know, we celebrate Christmas every year. Nobody says, oh, they making money off these trees and they making money off these ornaments. And you know what I mean? It's cool for other people to make money, right? When it comes time for Thanksgiving, they ain't mad at goddamn Walmart for selling all them damn turkeys, right? Nobody say they trying to you know, they trying to hustle and all this old other stuff. We don't call none of these people. They got the that store called Halloween Spirit or Spirit Halloween or whatever. It's like a store where you get costumes from, right? They ain't just open during Halloween. They open the whole. But again, when do you think they biggest profits are? During the month of October, right? Again, they selling for the holiday, right? Nobody calls that the person who owns that store a hustler. Now, the moment we start a holiday and people start trying to sell, you know, Aratasasi t-shirts and cards and things like that, now all of a sudden now all of a sudden people are hustlers and shit like that. So again, man, at the end of the day, you are supposed to be the one to profit off your culture. You are the one that profits off your culture, but we ain't supposed to be letting nobody profit off our culture but us, right? You think you're going to go somewhere and try to profit off? I mean, you could, at the end of the day, profit off some Chinese people's culture, right? Man, they have blackballed the hell out your ass. They won't be buying nothing from you. They're going to buy it from their people before they buy it from you. Because again, this is what's supposed to happen. Hey, hold on. I'm recording real quick. Let me call you back.
Okay, no problem. Listen, you don't have to call me back because I went somewhere. That's why I saw that you called, and I'm not with the boys. So if you need to speak to them, you got to call my mom.
All right. I'm sorry, family. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna tell. That shit threw me all the way off. Yeah, that was Aratasasi. But again, we got to profit off our own culture. Trump was raided. Barcielago, his spot was raided. He was trying to get some papers out of him. Trump going to be running for 2024. I feel like Trump going to win, man. I'm going to just keep it a buck because nobody feeling the Democrats, right? Nobody feeling the Democrats and, you know, they little slippery, slithery ways. Democrats are they done for the most part, dog. I'm trying to tell you, like, because black people, we not rocking with it. We like, yo, we give y'all all our votes all the time, and we don't get anything out of it. We're always losing. We're consistently down at the bottom. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all always trying to do this divide and conquer with us. You love to give, our women all the resources in the world, and then when it comes to the black men, it's like there's no resources. It's like no resource available. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? So when you try to get like a student loan, like not a student loan, but you try to get some grants and things like that, business loans, they got specific stuff that's specific for black women, right? They got specific stuff that's just specifically for them. And I showed an article over here in Georgia, right? They have some John, and it was like, but this again, not this specific, but it's like this, in other places too. But they had this thing where they was giving out checks every month to help, black women that was, down and out, whatever, like, yo, $900 a month to help you with your rent and this, that, and the third. I'm like, what? You don't think there's no dudes that need that? Like, you feel what I'm saying? So again, watch this. I know people that's females, and not just out here. I know them in other states, bro. They can be a female with a full-time job and still be getting like $700, $800, $900 worth of food stamps. Dead ass serious. And they not finessing the game either. Like, they real live legit getting food stamps and assistance with kids, right? With a job. Fam, if I'm working 10 hours a week, they not giving me no food stamps. I could be making $7 an hour working 10 hours a week, and you're going to be like, nope, you working, fam. Kick rocks. Matter of fact, we'll give you a little bit. We give you $20 a month. Trying to tell you. So again, we got this like divisive thing where it's like they constantly try to help our women. And again, I ain't mad at no woman that, take the resources when I advise you to, but I'm just saying in general of, their little ways that they try to do the whole divide and conquer and, put you in a better position than you want the men to be in. So, that has an effect on our relationships in general. But again, that was Trump. A lot of rappers is dying. That's another one thing I wanted to talk about. A lot of rappers is dying. We had a lot of rappers getting charged with RICO, which I thought was crazy. What's his name? R. Kelly got hit with the RICO case. They brung up some old funky old law for R. Kelly. I think he actually coming back on appeal. I mean, hopefully that brother, get out or whatever. Again, I ain't condoning messing with no little kids, but this case wasn't even about kids. This case was about grown women. You feel me? So, yeah, again, I just did a video on Gunner, which was not Gunner, Young Thug, which was my last video that I just posted. And again, family, we gotta stay out these streets. Stay out these streets. Listen, there's no honor among thieves. You hear me? Listen, somebody gonna tell on you. You stay in the streets long enough, somebody is going to tell on you. And I'm trying to tell you, it's so many different ways. Me and my man were just talking about that and, trying to, work these social media, these social media websites and things like that, these, these platforms or whatever, to try to make money off it, bro. It's like so many ways you can make money without being in the streets, dog. It's like, man, that shit is not where it's at, fam. I'm trying to tell you, it's just not, dog. And that jail shit is not where that shit is not cool. It's not cute. It's not none of that, right? And I get it, some niggas can't wait till they come home because they know all the girls gonna be on them. But like, family, that shit is not cool at all, bro. I'm trying to tell you. And if you ain't never been in jail, I'm gonna tell you something. Boy, that is one of the most stressful mind fucking places you can ever be. I'm being dead serious, bro. Like, majority of the people, and I don't even care if you don't come home institutional, you're gonna be a little fucked up. I don't care how thorough you are, how, bro, I'm trying to tell you, it's constant stress, constant psychological warfare going on in there, dog, not being able to constantly see your peoples, bro, that shit is hell. That shit is hell for real. I don't care where you at. And I don't care how sweet the jail is, dog, because I was locked up in a place where they had, mini golf on the yard. They had pool tables in the inside yard. Like, bro, I don't care. They had PlayStations, Xboxes. I swear to God, I ain't even joking. Oregon, bro. At the end of the day, that shit's still stressful as hell, bro, because you still got to deal with goofy shit. You feel me? Especially niggas lying and niggas just babbling. Niggas just arguing over the dumbest shit. Kobe, Jordan, everything but what we supposed to be arguing over. Yeah, that was that. The whole Rico case and the rappers dying, man. Yeah, man, that shit's been crazy, man. And I feel like, again, he had so many, what's his name? Dude, the one eye from New Jersey. Fetty Wap, Sue Surf. It's just so many, Young Thug, Gunna. It's just so many people who got locked up, man. The shit is just like, it's sad, man. It's sad. Oh, AR Ab wound up getting 40-something years. Like, dog, them streets is not where it's at, bro. And every single last one of them people got told on. I'm trying to tell you, you only gonna last so long in the game, dog, before. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, if you are even lasting a little bit, it's because you telling, like, straight like that. You've been telling on people, or you got some police on payroll, and that's only gonna last for so long too, because they, shit won't go left. Oh, we have some of the biggest, one of the biggest debates this year, which was on, who created hip hop? Who created hip hop? That was going viral as hell. And again, we already know it's a foundational Black American creation. We created it from scratch. You feel me? And we allowed other groups to come in, and which I feel like was a detriment, not letting other groups come in, but letting other groups, act like they, help co-create it and never really saying nothing for years. And then, we finally got to the point where, enough was enough. We had so many people to, Fat Joe was talking about hip hop was created 50-50 and, all this whole other stuff, And it's so funny too, because these rappers are such buck dancing raccoons, dog. It's so crazy because I remember they asked Yayo about that, and he was just like, well, these Spanish people. I was just like, nigga, damn well, bro. It's like they do so much buck then because they don't want to lose out on that bread. And they know that, that music industry will blackball the hell out you and have you not being able to do nothing. And again, a lot of these dudes who be acting like they hustlers, they really not hustlers, right? They really not hustlers because they'll be done had $4 or $5 million and then get blackballed and wind up going broke again because you don't have no real sense of business and what to put your money into and, other ways to get it. And a lot of them, again, because they can't, hustle, right? Even going independent, like they never really do anything. They never really sell anything. It's just hard for them, right? So, again, I always used to tell people that's the difference between a hustler and a drug dealer. You feel what I'm saying? Just because you're a drug dealer don't mean you're a hustler, dog. It just means you know how to sell drugs, which, again, drugs sell themselves. And when you get outside of drugs, right? When you get outside of drugs, a lot of stuff ain't just selling itself. I ain't saying it ain't nothing that won't sell itself, but a lot of stuff ain't just going to sell itself like drugs. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I don't know. It can get hard out here if you don't really know what you're doing and you ain't really never, been out here in the business world. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was saying earlier, like, a lot of these rappers, dog, they never even had jobs before. So, they get into that industry and they don't know, they don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? That's why, they start getting, and again, when there's a lot of money coming in, people get very friendly and they can seem like they have your best interest at heart and they can seem like they're your best friends. But then at the end of the day, they really, jerking you and hiding things from you and not telling you everything and not being all the way transparent. And then next thing you know, you turn around and you got a situation where you like, hold on, where are these funds going? Why? Why ain't I got this and why ain't I got that and this, that, and the third? So, again, but again, we created all this, even though we don't run the music industry, we still created it, and we have to, guard our culture with, with everything, because they will definitely try to flip it and have my son growing up thinking that, hip hop was created by fucking white people or Spanish people or something else. And he ain't never going to know that, his people actually created hip hop. So that was one of the other things. So one of the last things I'm going to talk about, right, is, these robot police dogs, bro. Y'all ain't seen none of that stuff. I should have had that brung up, but right, they got a lot of little police dogs, and they actually, I think in San Francisco, actually passed a ordinance or a law that, like, they can kill shit. Dead serious, dog. And that, and watch this, because even if they didn't pass anything about saying like they can kill stuff or whatever, or kill if necessary, watch this. And again, a lot of this, they use one of them on Michael Johnson. That was one of the first times they ever used it. And rest in peace, Michael Johnson. When he started rocking all those Dallas police officers, during that little, I forgot which black person died at that time, but he was rocking shit, and they got him into a corner and they sent that little dog in there, and it killed him or whatever. I think it exploded, to be honest, like it was a bomb or something. But so but watch this. Even if they do that, right? Even if, just say they never signed anything to say that the dogs can, use excessive force and kill people or whatever, right? If they didn't, and the dog wound up doing it, right, and it shoots you or whatever, and it kills you, right? All they're going to say is it malfunctioned. Nobody's going to go to jail for it, right? The only thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to be sued for a wrongful death, right? Their family's going to get some money, and that's it. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to be some wrongful death shit, and it's just going to be over, like, at the end of the day. So I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot with that, and but again, we got to watch out for that, family. So be easy out there. And let me say this too: when it comes to the police and interactions with the police, always stay calm. Even if it's not going your way, right? You might be mad as hell. Never argue with them. Never get loud with them like that. Try to make everything calm. Trust me, as a person who's been arrested hella times, I'm talking about hella times, right? It's best to just be easy. Because I'm going to tell you this, no matter what you say, no matter how loud you get, how mad you get, the ending result going to be the ending result. If they down with taking you to jail and they did wrong, all that arguing and goofy shit ain't going to stop them from doing what they doing. You still going to go to that county. So your best bet is to just stay calm, try to explain yourself as calmly as possible, right? And then, get to where you get to, whether it's the county jail or whatever, police station, and, fight it that way. You feel what I'm saying? Fight it in court, right? Because you have a better chance of winning in court than you do right there. Because I'm telling you right now, in court, they're not going to kill you. But right there, when you in that police car, and then you not even in a police car, when you first get that interaction with the police, and you getting loud and talking crazy, and all they got to do is start roughing you up, and then you get the scrambling because they trying to dunk you on the ground, so you ain't trying to get dunked hard, so you resisting a little bit so you don't slam on the ground hard enough, and now they calling that resisting because you just trying to protect yourself from hitting the ground hard, right? Next thing you know, they beating all up, and then they done shot you in your dome, and you're done for. So at the end of the day, family, just be easy when it comes to them, man. Just fight it in court, dog, because at the end of the day, you know, if you beat it, you know what I'm saying, you got a lawsuit on your hands. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they wrong, they wrong, like, right? You're gonna wind up beating it anyway. And I ain't gonna say all the time, but for the most part, you can beat it. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably did something wrong anyway. For the majority, they always do something wrong. Not read you your rights. You know what I'm saying? You know, violate your violate your due process. They're gonna do something. Trust me, because they lazy as hell on some real shit. They really are. People don't really understand how lazy. Even the prosecutors and the police and how sloppy they do paperwork and stuff like that. And that's why a lot of people, when they do be getting out, they be getting out on technicalities. Like, yo, you didn't do this. Yo, you forgot to do that. You forgot to do that. Oh, for real? Yeah, fucking that's cause for for overturning my case. And then next thing you know, you home and now you got a lawsuit on your hands. So again, family, just be easy when it comes to the police. Oregon is the first state in the United States history to end slavery in the 13th Amendment. That's, you know, well, slavery was already ended, but they said slavery is abolished except if you commit a crime. And Oregon abolished even except if you commit a crime. So shout out to Oregon for doing that, because that's monumental. That's monumental. I'm trying to tell you, that's people don't even understand how monumental that is. And if that can spread across the United States, this will change the game in the judicial system. Because I'm trying to tell you, this is the reason why you're getting so much cheap labor, which is why they keep constantly filling them jails up, because you have so many companies like Nintendo, Victoria's Secret, Amazon, Walmart, all these companies that you wouldn't even think of, AT&T, Microsoft, all these people, Apple, like all these people are getting money. I'm talking about money. They making money. McDonald's, they making money off the prison stuff. So again, yo, that was huge, because again, now that you can't slave somebody just because they committed a crime, means that now you're going to have to start paying people regular, right? You can't always be sending people to prison for every crime they commit. But Oregon's very different. Again, Oregon's very different. They decriminalized. They was the first state in the country to decriminalize every drug. So if you get caught with less than 28 grams of, heroin, anything, fuck, meth, cocaine, whatever, nigga, that shit is a ticket. You feel me? So at the end of the day, because I used to live in Oregon, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think Maryland was probably the best place that I ever lived. But Oregon, I loved Oregon. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love it. I'm even thinking about going back over there. I loved Oregon, dog. I loved it because it's very little black people. Shout out to Beatzilla. It's very little black people out there, but that's where I met my brother Beatzilla at. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Beatzilla's channel. Yeah, but that's where I met Beatzilla at. And yo, it's very few black people out there, but again, the black people cool that you meet out there. And I know Oregon's it's just a different vibe, dog. It's just like, it's kind of lawless out that joint. I love that, to be honest, because you don't really got to worry about shit. You know what I mean? You done decriminalized every drug. What they trying to harass you for? You feel me? You ain't really being harassed unless you like a gang. I ain't in that gang shit. So, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like, it's really nothing. It's really nothing, you know what I mean, going on besides just, just regular shit, man. They got, well, I don't smoke weed anymore, but, I liked it too, because I was able to smoke weed on parole, nigga. That shit was cool as hell. Like, nigga, going in parole with my little weed jars, like, empty your pockets. You empty them right at the thing, right at the metal detector. And you go pick it up and then go put it back in your pocket and go in there to see your parole officer. Eyes bloodshot red. Hey, what you been doing? I've been working, man. Oh, you working? All right, I'll let you in a couple months. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of, I like the Oregon, bro. I liked it though. But family, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I wanted to make this video. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful new year. And we're going to bring in 2023. Watch this, family. We bringing in 2023 on a new note. We're going to stay focused mainly on reparations, right? So we can get our checks. But we also going to stay focused on, being positive, right? getting negative people out of our lives, getting people out of our lives that don't bring us any substance, right? At the end of the day, right? Because sometimes, bro, you have to cut ties with people, right? People that don't get anything done, right? You have people who who just aren't go-getters, man. And sometimes that can stagnate you trying to bring somebody up, because sometimes you want to see your people come up, right? You want to see people that that you really know and that you really love. You want to see them, come up with you and do things with you that's like, yo, we can really get this done. And da-da-da-da-da. But sometimes, right, everybody just don't have the drive that you might have. And sometimes you have to just, cut ties with people on that type of time. And sometimes you even got to cut them off just in general, bro, so you can get focused on what you have to do. But sometimes people will hit you up every day and, like, for real, they have like no intention on, doing better, right? They have no intentions on, handling their business or, getting something done or starting something and never finishing it or things like that, right? So you gotta watch it, bro, because you have a lot of people who, manipulate you and try to use you and things like that. And we have to, because we can see that sometimes, but sometimes we love people so much and we got so much love for people, or you just such a nice person that you let stuff ride. But like, I'm trying to tell you, man, you have to get away from negative people who have bad energy. And bad energy can be any type of energy, right? Any type of not any type of energy, but it can be, lazy energy, not wanting to work energy, always mad energy, always sad energy. Like, you have to get yourself away from that, because energy is powerful, right? And you being sad all the time, because it's so funny. My son was texting literally last night, and he was asking me about some stuff I could help him with, right? I'm gonna show you exactly what I said to him. I said, invest over impress, building before babies, right? I said, stand on your word and keep it 100. Stay consistent with whatever you're doing. I said, make goals and stick with them until they're complete. Stay away from people with bad/hateful energy, even if it's not directed towards you, right? Because at the end of the day, right, a person can be mad at somebody else. But if you constantly mad at somebody else while you around me and you constantly talking about that person and just in a negative energy, it's not directed toward me, but that energy is just attracting to me because you're around me and you're always constantly mad. You got to get away from that, right? So that's why I said, even if it's not directed towards you, pay more attention to people's actions and not their words, unless it's advice. Because sometimes people can give you advice that they never did, because again, actions is something that they did, right? And I'm gonna give you an example. It said, unless it's advice, right? And this is, this can be sometimes for some things, it's not for some others, right? A person who never been to prison before gives you advice to stay out the streets, or never been in the streets or been to prison before, gives you advice to stay out the streets and don't go to prison, even though they don't have the actions to show that they've been in the streets or they've been in prison, doesn't mean that's not good advice. That's why I said, unless it's advice, right? So pay attention more to people's actions, not their words. And that was really it. I said I would, because this was late now. This is like 1 a.m. Me and him was, texting, and I was just giving him some game. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, for real, at the end of the day, hold on, family. My mouth is so dry. Excuse me. But yeah, man, we have to bring in a new year on a new note, right? And I know a lot of people do the whole New Year's resolution and things like that. And again, New Year's resolutions are what they are, but we do have to start sticking to stuff and changing, because we have to evolve, right? We have to evolve. So at the end of the day, that's what it is, man. We just gotta we have to do what we have to do. you know, things is what it is. Family, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button and the notification bell so you can be noticed. Because again, this year right here, 2023, I'm trying to ramp it up on the content. I'm trying to bring people onto the channel, so we can, I can give y'all some interviews. I don't really call them interviews because I like to rock sometimes. Well, it will be interviews sometimes, but for the most part, I love to talk because sometimes when people say things, when you're in an interview, you really got to let the other person talk a lot. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to let them talk a lot, but, sometimes I'll be wanting to add my point of view in there too sometimes because, that's what building is sometimes. Sometimes you got to, and I promise you, I actually do a lot better when I'm talking to people. It's so funny because me and my man, he'd be like, yo, you be saying some crazy stuff, but it's hard, again, because right now it feels like because y'all not right in front of me and nobody's giving any feedback while I'm talking, sometimes it's hard for me to hold my conversation. That's why I said I don't know how. I guess because some people have been doing it for a while, but sometimes I'll be like, damn, you did a 3-hour video with nobody on there with you. Like, damn, nigga, you was talking for a month. Like, I can't hold it that long. Cause like, unless I'm just straight up talking to somebody, because it's like, I can feed off what they have to say. Again, you know what I'm saying? But again, family, we trying to build relationships. We trying to build and I ain't just talking about sexual relationships or relationships with, we just talking about relationships in general. We trying to connect with people, with business wise and all type of things. We just trying to, again, watch this. They having that this year, 2023, May 27th. They having a convention in Dallas, which I will be at. I'm going to go there the same way I went live at what's that called? At the reparations rally. I'm gonna go live in Dallas. I will be out there. I hope to see some of y'all out there, right? And this is to so we can connect with each other and network. That's the word I'm looking. I couldn't find that word for nothing in my head. Yeah, that's another thing we're doing. We're trying to build relationships and network. Family, networking is your net worth. So we have to start getting around people, that's on the same type of time. If you into trying to start your business, like I told my friend, right? Because I have a job, I have a regular 9 to 5, right? I'll be doing little things on the side, but I say, on some real shit this year, I'm trying to get out of that plantation shit. You know what I mean? It might not be this year, it might, you know what I mean? But listen, I'm so tired of like, working for people and like I just be wanting to do my own thing sometimes, but sometimes things come around, I gotta do different stuff. I gotta do this and do that and do this and do that. So like sometimes, you really can't get it done. But listen, this year right here, I'm telling you, I'm about to turn it up. I'm about to turn it up. I'm about to turn it up. But again, family, I appreciate y'all love, man. I appreciate y'all being here with me this whole year, bro. We really built this channel up this year. And, I'm kind of, I'm really proud that, how this really turned out because, my first video, actually, let me show y'all something real quick. I can do that real fast. I just want to show y'all the beginning, right? Because everybody don't, hold on. I didn't want to do that. Hold on, fam. Everybody don't really always go back to the beginning of your videos and shit. But I'll go to Chrome tab. Right? Everybody don't go, man. I knew that shit was gonna take all day. I just want to go to my channel, right? Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button too, family. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I remember my first video was stock option. Yo, that's funny too, because I was trying to give y'all a video on how to sell call options, but somehow my PowerPoint, I can't get to my PowerPoint on this laptop, and on the other one it's on there, but my other laptop doesn't I can't get my voice. So a year ago, this was my first video selling a call option, sends inside the system, in the part of the media I want to show you. I'm actually about to do another video on that because I had got some new information in my little situation, and I really wanted to break that down because that was like the second video I ever did, and it was actually about what happened to me in Oregon, and I wanted to actually do that over. Make sure y'all check out the validity of the polygraph test. That's definitely one of my favorite videos as well. These are some of the videos I let my kids do. But again, yeah, man, we built this up, man. We built this up. At this point, we only had a couple subscribers, and I kept going. I was just like, man, this was the first time I found out how to, you know, do the, what's that called? Oh my God, the thumbnail for the video. So I did that was another call option video, but I did the thumbnails. I started realizing how to do the thumbnails. Then I watched another video that showed me, you know, the thumbnails are very important when you're making YouTube video. I can go back to StreamYard. I just wanted to show you, you know, we came a long way, family. We definitely came a long way. Again, I'm going to ramp it up, give y'all a lot more better content and a lot more content and a lot of better content. And you know, we're gonna turn it up for 2023. I try to reach out to Marcel. Hopefully he hits me back. If not, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I still love the brother. I'm still going to donate and support him. I know he's very busy at the end of the day, but you know, we're trying to get him on the channel. I'm trying to get a couple of people on the channel. I'm gonna reach out to a couple brothers, them upcoming heavy hitters in our community, like Afro Elite. You know, I gotta bring Beatzilla on here regardless, because he brought me on his joint. And I've been wanting to bring Beatzilla on. I just, you know, I gotta get the right issue. I think I really truly want to like back to back bam it on in 2023. You know, Beatzilla, you know, Black Alpha Network. I love that brother too. His energy is like unmatched. Yeah, just a couple people, man. Dr. Randy Short. I'm gonna try to get a lot of these brothers on here because, man, I love the knowledge that they have, and you know the pride they have for our people, and you know they're very, very knowledgeable, and I appreciate that. And you know, I love talking to people who, you know, are very intellectual. So, you know what I'm saying, that can articulate themselves well. Sometimes I trip up, especially when I'm talking by myself. But you know, I love those brothers. Shout out to those brothers. Oh yeah, and Terrain. I always forget this brother. I'm sorry, to family. Terrain Reloaded, right? I think that's the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to him too. I love that brother too. He's very intellectual as well, and I like his channel. I'll be watching him. Again, family, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all you know, hit the like button. I hope y'all have a blessed new year, man. I want 2023 to be prosperous, regardless of what is going on in your life. Stay positive. You know what I'm saying? Always try to look at the good and bad situations, and you know, always keep thinking and keep, even when you know stuff gets hard. Because sometimes we run into roadblocks and we like to just, you know, stop or, you know, not try to fight through things. But we're going to 2023, bro. We fighting through everything, man. We're gonna get a lot of work done and a lot of strides. And watch this. Because it was some things I tried to do with people, right? As far as, you know, buying land together with people, and, you know, they really didn't want to do it. And it was like, I was just like, yo, all the stuff, you know, we put our money into, we could just do this, that, and a third, you know. But again, that's why sometimes you just have to find like-minded people, and, you know, things can happen. But man, 2023 is the year, bro. I promise you, this is my year too. And it's your year as well. It's y'all year as well. But I'm telling you, I'm about to ramp it up. So peace, love, and reparations, man. Y'all have a blessed weekend, man. Stay safe out there. Make sure y'all ain't drinking and driving. We up out of here. Peace, man. I'll see y'all in 2023. I'm out.